All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Unstoppable REI. I'm here with my buddy Charles Weinrob, the handsome home buyer. I told him I wasn't going to say that, but I decided to do it,
Yeah,
do it anyway.
the self-proclaimed handsome homebuyer.
There
Yes.
you go, man. So we've already kind of started a little bit behind schedule, so I'm going to just jump right in, man. So tell me your story. Tell me your 30-second elevator pitch. Tell me how it all started.
On it. So basically, when I was 27, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. At the time, I owned
Nice.
the Mako Body Shop franchise. So I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm like, that's it.
Okay.
I'm going to be a professional investor. But the question is, how do you do that? I took a one-day course at NYU on REOs because at that time the market went to hell, and every real estate investor thinks they're going to buy bank-owned properties. They told me to join the local REIA. I joined the local REIA. I met my mentor. I did 2 flips. I sold my Mako. I've now been doing this 6.5 years. I'm the #1 fix and flip investor on Long Island. I've done over 400 houses. I'm 3D printing houses. I have a master's degree in real estate development. Whew.
Wow. Okay. So it's all right. That was it.
I had to fit it in 30 seconds, man. That was a lot. That was a lot in 30 seconds.
That was a lot. That's a lot to unpack. I love it. So Mako, huh? I haven't heard that name in a long time. All right. So, and I just heard a little bit of the accent. I didn't know. Okay. I didn't hear the New York accent at first. Long Island. All right. I love it. So tell me, man, what do you wish you would have known when you started?
What do I wish I would have known when I started? If I could go back in time, I would have been a plumber. I got to tell you, being a plumber, if you're out there and you don't know what you want to do and you're a young kid or whatever, be a plumber. It's the best advice I could give you. These guys just print money. But, in general, you know what? This is the one thing I wish I knew earlier. And I'm very blessed to have learned it in my early 30s. I wish I knew from birth what it took to be great at something.
All right.
That's what I wish I knew. So if you want to be great at something, you need just unbelievably ridiculous, sickening, relentless drive, addictive work ethic. You just have to be a savage at what you do in order to be truly, truly great at something.
Okay.
A lot of people give up early because, there's emotional pain, there's physical pain associated with it, but they're very, very close to success. If you understand the process of what is required to be great at something, I think more people would be great.
That's crazy. So you just defined the word unstoppable. I was going to ask you that question last, but you already hit it. And you named about 5 different ways and savage. Man, that's crazy. So is that what you apply every day? I mean, is that you?
Every day. Every day. So that's what it is. Now that I understand that, I have spent the last 6.5 years building my business on the way to, my goal is, I'm 42 now, before I'm 45, I'm going to own a private equity fund or a REIT. That is my goal. So my ultimate goal is to use fix and flip or real estate investing to get to the pinnacle of investing, in my opinion, which is like a publicly traded company.
Okay, nice. So this is completely off script. Love the beard. I had a beard that was way longer than that. My wife just showed me a picture of it. It was way down here. And I just couldn't keep it going. Are you going to keep your beard growing, man? I mean, what's the plan?
Dude, it's funny that you say that because, I actually really like the way it looks.
Yeah, but it's great.
But thank you. I appreciate that because, I have no hair on my head.
Oh,
so
see,
it's that's what happens to us, right? We lose a ear, but it grows in real nice hair.
Right.
But it's like gluing a Brillo pad to your face. Like sometimes I just want to
I know. I know. But it's a cool look though. But it's cool. You know what I mean? So are you married?
I'm not married, no.
Okay. All right. I was gonna ask you, does your wife like it? Because my wife absolutely hated it, and she allowed me a certain amount of time to grow it, and I grew it. Man, I'm telling you, it was like 2-3 inches down. I mean, I looked like, like, what is that, Duck Dynasty or something? I mean, it was crazy.
There you go.
And I thought it was cool, but then, I don't know. So for whatever reason, I changed it. And so I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to stop kissing you if you don't get rid of that thing.
And it was gone. It was gone before she would finish it. It was over.
That's it. That's it. No more hanky panky unless the beard goes.
Yes, that's right. But anyway, so, okay, back on script. So, all right, man. So I know a lot of people have a different definition of failure. Some people they don't like the word failure, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. What would you say was your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that?
you know what it is? Like, I think failure is an amazing thing. It's a necessary thing. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Nobody ever was successful without failure. You have to fail your way to success, obviously, as cliche as that sounds.
That's true.
So listen, bro, I fail every day, every freaking day. I fail in my personal life. I fail in my business life. I just keep failing. I just keep getting up every day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I wake up and, you know, I have a certain level of success of where I want to go. So you can't get, you know, you can't really get brought down by that. It's a necessary part of the process.
Yeah. And I think you're right. You have to accept that. And someone told me that it was actually a woman. It was funny. I was interviewing a woman, and she said that a woman entrepreneur, investor, she used the term, she coined the phrase infant mind. She said you got to have an infant mind, which I think all guys have an infant mind. And she said that you just have to take baby steps every day and just sort of believe that it's possible. And so it's like every day, just like you said, you expect that you're going to fall down, but just get up and just don't allow yourself to just stay there. You know what I mean? I mean, so it's pretty simple. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? Yeah. But anyway, so tell me what are some of the resources that have helped you along the way? If you name like maybe the top, I don't know, maybe 3 resources that have helped you along the way, what would they be?
3 resources. I mean, I've read a ton of different books. Like, I'm always growing, right? I'm always trying to. So I'm always taking classes. I'm always like, you know, I used to read a lot of books. I'm always listening to ebooks. I'm always asking people their opinions. I'm always hiring mentors. Like, I'm always doing something. I can't say that one thing helped, you know, more than another, but I just keep always trying to grow constantly.
Okay, so just constantly growing. So give me a couple of books. You named Rich Dad Poor Dad. What's another couple of good books?
Good to Great. That was a very good book. And the E-Myth was a very good book that I read.
Yes, that was a good one. Hey, have you ever read $100 Million Offers by
No.
Okay. All right. I have to say, what is his name? Alex Hormozy. Anyway, we can go back and forth on books. Do you have are you on Audible?
I'm not on Audible. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have a bicycle that's now broken, and I'm waiting to get a rim, but because of supply chain issues, you can't get one. So I used to go on these 30-mile bike rides, and I used to listen to audiobooks. But since I'm not bike riding, I'm not listening to audiobooks.
Okay. So canned audiobooks. Got it. All right.
Audiobooks.
So let me ask you this: What about people that have influenced you? Do you have any? You mentioned mentors. Do you have a couple of people that maybe have influenced you the most? Maybe just who would be maybe the top couple people?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So my father has influenced me a tremendous amount. He was a businessman his entire life. So he gave me the opportunity to go into business when I was 23 years old.
Nice.
And because of that mindset of always being in business, I always felt comfortable being in business and not guaranteed a paycheck. My mentor, Carl Chavone in real estate, who trained me. And there was actually a gentleman who I invested. I was like 28 years old and he was like 40. And I invested in a company that he was trying to take public. And ultimately he failed and I lost all my money. But the important thing I learned from him was, you know, having the power to dream of something so insane that most people would never even dare to dream about.
Okay.
That was a very powerful thing. Like, to be truly unrealistic in your dreams and desires, that is something I learned from him that was very impactful for me.
Okay. So this is making me think of something else, another question here. What about your reason why? I mean, why do you do what you do, man? Do you have like one reason why? You have a couple reasons why? I mean, tell me about that.
One word.
Okay.
Action. I need the action, bro. Like, I'm a very humble guy. I don't have expensive stuff. Like, if you knew me, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I own over 100 rental properties. I don't care about that stuff. I need action.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not a good thing. It's not. Sometimes it's not a good thing, but I need action.
Okay. So you can't sit still. You got to be moving, got to have something going on all the time, kind of a thing? Or
I am wound up.
Okay. What time do you get up in the morning?
I get up at 5:30. I've become an early morning workout person in the last couple of months. Changed my life. In my training class, 6:15. Come home, eat my overnight oats. Get into the office, rock and roll. After this, I'm going for a tennis lesson.
That's crazy. Okay, so you're serious. Just boom, boom, boom. Just one thing to the next.
I have to be occupied all the time.
Okay, okay, I get that. And you mentioned about you said you wanted to own an equity fund. Is that what you said?
Private equity fund
Private equity.
or REIT. Yeah. So yeah,
What
publicly.
does it take? How much is that? A certain amount of money that you have to amass in order to do that? I mean, what is that?
No, I mean obviously I'm not going to say the more money the better, but
Yeah.
For me it's more about this. At the end of my life, I want to know two things.
Okay.
That I did everything I wanted to do and I left the tank empty.
Okay.
Second, I want to have success in the highest arena of whatever it is that I'm doing. So I'm a professional investor.
Yeah.
To own a private equity fund or a REIT is like literally the
highest
pinnacle,
level. Gotcha.
The highest level. Like it's just, you're in the pros.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big, yeah. You definitely in the pros.
I want to be in the big show. Put me in, coach.
Be a big, you want to be a big dog. I was just thinking of that song, Put Me in, Coach. What song is that? Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach.
Yes, I'm ready to play. Okay. All right. We're all okay. This is all unscripted, obviously. All right. I love it. So let me ask you this, man. Get back on track. What is a myth, one myth in real estate investing that you can debunk?
One myth in real estate investing is that bank-owned properties are great deals.
Okay. So
so REOs, or real estate owned or bank-owned properties, are supposed to be bargain properties. They're beat up. The banks want to unload them. Banks are not stupid, and they are in the business of making money on real estate now.
Yeah.
So those properties are typically grossly overpriced.
Got it. So stay away from REOs right now.
Or just in general, like, just be careful of REOs. REOs are typically, or basically any property that's listed on the market usually is overpriced.
Got it. Okay. So just don't assume that it's a good deal because it's an REO.
Exactly. Yeah. Most likely it's not.
Okay. Got it. So if you're sitting on this side asking the questions, man, what would you ask you? I mean, what am I not asking you that you want to talk about or that I should be asking you?
No, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So what would my beginner's guide to becoming a real estate investor be? So if I'm somebody who's sitting out there who's listening to this, who's saying, yo, you know what, this sounds cool. Charles has got a good beard. He looks happy. He looks like he's having fun. I want to be a real estate investor.
Right.
What's my process look like? Right.
Okay. Yes.
So what I would tell people is this: education, and you're talking about a person who got thrown out of class every day, and I hated school. But education is literally, and education doesn't have to be like traditional school.
Right. Sure.
Education is the foundation for success, period. So what I would do is I would get a mentor. I would train, which is what I did. I trained with my mentor, Call, for 3 to 4 years before I ever did a deal.
Wow.
And the important thing also is don't get paralysis as far as education goes. There has to come a point where you just have to, pardon my language, grab your balls and jump. Yeah. So you're going to learn as much as you can to the point where you're not going to get hurt. And then you're going to jump. You're going to get real world experience, and then you're going to grow from there. But the key is to do enough due diligence where you feel comfortable enough, but to move as fast as possible, because the world moves fast.
Yeah. Especially in New York. That's where you are, right? You're in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Yeah, my side note, my last daughter of 4 just graduated and graduated college, and my wife and I are empty nesters. We were looking for some place to move. And New York is actually on the list, man, because we hate the cold, but we love the culture of New York. So the criteria is warmth and culture, and culture in New York. That's it, right? Where else can you go? So anyway,
you know what you do? You split it up. You do 6 months in New York and 6 months somewhere else.
Yeah. That's a good point. We were thinking of what would be the warm place. At first, Florida was on the list till I found out about all the alligators. I'm not. I asked somebody. You know, it's funny. I thought that was a myth. I asked somebody, "Hey, alligators. What's the deal about that?" I asked a cab driver. He said they're like squirrels, man. Alligators are like squirrels down here. So if there's a body of water, there's an alligator. So I was like, it's off the list. I can't be being hunted, dude. That's just, Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So how can people get a hold of you, man? How do they connect with you?
So I'm everywhere, man. So on every social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, I'm there. Handsome_homebuyer, put in my name, Handsome Homebuyer, Charles Weinraub, all kinds of stuff comes up. I'd love to hear from you. We're 3D
Nice.
printing houses. We're flipping. We're buying land. We're buying notes. We're buying commercial property. We're doing it all.
That's crazy. So you were serious when you said 3D printing houses. I mean, you do that for real. Are there like little houses, big houses? I mean, what's the deal in that?
No, so I happen to be a board member and one of the investors in a company called SQ4D. So
Okay.
SQ4D has the leading technology in the world for 3D printing houses out of concrete. So a machine pulls up to the site, and we're doing it right now. I'm 3D printing a house over in a town called Islandia, 2,000 square feet.
Wow.
The machine comes up, 3D prints a house. We 3D printed this entire house in only 15 days. And
Wow.
we're about to go print another one out east. And now we just bought 27 acres to 3D print a 25 lot subdivision, which is going to be the largest 3D printed subdivision in the world.
That's crazy, man. Wow, that's incredible. So lots of innovation going on under that hat, huh?
Yeah. The wheels are always turning, man. The wheels are always turning.
I love it, man. So here's my final question for you. And you sort of alluded to the answer before, but maybe get into a little bit more here. So the name of the podcast here is The Unstoppable REI. And the idea is that if you Google the term real estate investor failure rate, you'll see that 95% of real estate investors fail. So the idea is I want to talk to the top 5% to figure out what are you doing differently so that you are experiencing success in an environment where there's so much failure, right? So 2 questions for you. Number one, how do you define unstoppable? And then what are you doing specifically to make yourself unstoppable where failure is concerned in this crazy industry?
I love it, man. It's a good way to close it out.
Yeah.
So I define unstoppable as similar to what I spoke about before in the beginning. It's relentless, man. Like society has no hold on me. No one's opinion has a hold on me. I just go, go, go. I visualize what I want to do. I see it. I could touch it. It's there. It's just a matter of getting there in the amount of time. And I just keep relentlessly going at that. What was the second part?
Just what are you doing? Well, I guess you just sort of said this.
Oh, what am I doing?
What are you doing specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I get up every single day. I love what I do, and I break my ass doing it. And it's fun for me, and I'm constantly innovating. I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly trying to make other people's life better around me.
Okay.
And the collateral of that is great things happen for me.
I love it, man. Well, I want to talk. We're gonna have to schedule. This might be multiples that we'll do because I want to find out more about the printing, the 3D printing of the houses. Man, that's crazy. I love that, and I'm definitely growing the beard back. Okay, next time you see me, have a beard and a hat.
You got to ask your wife first, man.
Beard and a hat.
You might not be able to do that.
Hey, dude, it's gonna be. I love it. Yeah. So anyway, all right. This was the craziest interview. I mean, you got me all off script. But I love it. I'm moving to New York. I'm growing my beard back. It's on.
You call me when you get here, man. You call me.
I do that, man. So hey, we'll talk again real soon. All right.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you too. Take care. Bye.
Later, buddy.
Bye.